Hi, this is Joni Barrett with Out the Box Mind Body Studio, and I'm here to talk to you today about stretching. So, as a fitness professional, I get asked often what the best stretch is. And I usually ask the follow-on question, is what you're looking for the ability to bend over and touch your toes, pick up objects off the floor, get up and down off of the floor with ease, being able to pick up objects, being able to do all of your activities, your sports without pain or injury? The answer is usually yes. And so then I usually say what you're not looking for flexibility, you're looking for mobility. And that's the ability to move through a full range of motion without pain or injury. So I'm going to show a very simple hamstring stretch because that's the one that most people will ask me about, and give you a little bit of tips and techniques of how to make that a more effective way to increase the mobility at your hip extenders. So this is the pelvis, just so you have a little bit of the lay of the land before we get started. This is the pubic bone at the front. These are your sits bones underneath here. This is the ilium on the sides. This is the sacrum, and this is the tailbone. So we really want to have these sits bones on the ground whenever we're in our hamstring stretch, our seated forward fold. So from the side, you can see as they're pointed down, the pelvis, for most of us, we'd say, well, that's a little tipped forward. That's really where it needs to be. Most of us live back here. This is not where we want the pelvis, especially if we want hamstrings to become more mobile. We want to be here. I'm going to go ahead and come into that position, extending my legs out to the front. Now, once I have my legs out to the front, we want the legs close to each other. We're going to broaden through the sits bones. You're going to have to reach under and find those little bones, remembering they're a lot more forward than we think they are, and sit in them, and then you can sit up nice and tall. So if you come to this position and you're like, this is just really not comfortable for me, or you can't maintain it, you're going to grab a blanket or a towel, and you're going to slide it underneath the butt. And whenever you do that, you're going to find that it lifts you up just enough so that you can come into that more neutral position where you're here. Remember, using a blanket or using a towel is not a cheat. It's a way to actually get into the position so you can actually increase the ability to move through that hip. So once you're here, you're going to make sure you have your hip sockets. You're going to find your abdominals here. You're just going to hinge forward, walking down, coming to whatever range of motion is for you. So if you're finding that reaching the feet is not an option for you, you'll use a yoga strap or a towel or a tie and coming into this position. So I'm going to show it from the side, and I'm going to come off the blanket. If you need a blanket, you're going to use one, just so you can see it from a side view. So we're going to get in the sits bones. Legs are together out in front. Make sure you have your abdominals with you. And if you'll notice my low back, there's a little bit of an in curve. We want to keep this little bit of an in curve as we hinge forward. So as we come forward, I keep that in curve. I walk down, come to toes, or if you need the yoga strap, you'll use the yoga strap. And then you'll just walk back up, maintaining that in curve throughout the whole hamstring stretch. So if you find that interesting, you can go ahead and come to some of my workshops. If you go to Out the Box Mind Body Studio Facebook page, you'll find some information about those workshops and some other tips. You can go to my website, o2bfit.com, and register for the workshops. Or you can go to the YouTube channel and Out the Box Mind Body Studio, subscribe to that channel, and they'll find more tips on there. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for joining me.